Scholar transport services in Mpumalanga have been disrupted, affecting over 10,000 learners who rely on buses to get to school. Service providers contracted to the provincial government have grounded their vehicles, demanding outstanding payments. Newzroom Afrika's Mweli Masilela is following that story for us, and he joins us now from Mkhulu Combined School outside Middelburg. A very good morning to you, Mweli. So the schools have now reopened for the second term, and evidently this issue around the transport has not been sorted out.
Yes, the schools have reopened, Aldrin, and when you look at the timing, and as far as this protest is concerned, you can see that the service providers wanted to make sure that there's disruption so that they can get attention from the Department of Public Works, Roads and Transport, because this is not a new problem, Aldrin. They are saying that they've been complaining for a long time now, and there's been this issue of the department failing to pay them on time. At this point in time, they are saying that they haven't received payments for February and March. That is why they decided to say that their buses should be grounded and not take learners to school. And this is affecting many of the learners, especially those residing in rural communities. As you can see there behind me, they are still waiting there, and they've got the message that there won't be any buses taking them to school. You've touched on the number of the learners that are affected. There's an estimation that it's about 60,000 learners in this province that rely on scholar transport, mainly residing in rural communities and farming communities. But let's just now speak to one of the parents. He's actually the chairperson of the SGP at Mkhulu Combined, which is said to be one of the most affected schools. His name is Kumbuzo Mabaso. Thank you very much for your time. This particular challenge, when were you informed about the issue of scholar transport not being available for your kids, and how are you affected as parents as well as the learners?
Yeah, good morning, you too, Mr. Mweli. The problem, I heard about it yesterday morning, that we have a problem of buses that are not going to pitch up. So we went to school just to find out what is happening and how we're going to get a solution as soon as possible. But it all came to a vein when we realized that no, the problem is not relying on the service providers, but the Department of Public Works that didn't pay them. So they are saying they are not been getting paid for January, February, March. So that's why they said they are suspending their buses now. It's also affecting us. If two bullies are fighting and then the grass is the one that is suffering the most. So now we are facing these consequences of our children that are not going to school, and they are the ones that are losing. It's going to also affect our school performance. Since last year we get a good results of 89%. So now this one is one of the distractions that is going to keep us and hold us back.
What do you do now then as parents? You are saying there's two bulls fighting here. Have you reached out to the service providers or the Department of Public Works itself to actually raise your concerns as parents?
Currently now, I just spoke to one of our stakeholders around here. Then I asked them that please let us go to the school. Let us have a meeting, even if call our service providers, that we have a chat with them, whereby we're going to engage Department of Education and also Public Works. If we need to sign a petition, we're going to do that so that we're going to assist our kids, because education is the key. So we want our kids to have a better education. Since we are having this problem here around Mpumalanga, that our schools, we have teenage pregnancy and drop out of schools. And we are trying by all means to say, if we have scholar transport, it's going to assist us to fight that disaster that we have been facing for so many years. But with this situation that we are facing currently, it's also adding salt into our wounds.
Mr. Mabasa, how often does this happen? Because it is very clear that from the side of the service providers, they are saying that they've been complaining about this and there have been disruptions before. How often do you have this challenge of learners not being able to go to school because of lack of transport?
As parents, last year it did happen. It was around these times, but they fixed it. So now it's coming a norm if each and every year during this time of financial year and the beginning of a new financial year. And I just wish if the MEC gonna have a solution, a permanent solution, that if they know that they're gonna be a change of old financial year and a new financial year, so if they're gonna fix that so that this problem we cannot experience it anymore.
All right, thank you very much for talking to us. Aldrin, that's Skhumbuzo Mabaso, who is the chairperson of the SGB at Mkhulu Combined School. As you can see, the number of learners now is increasing and all of them are waiting to go to school. I spoke to the secretary of the small bus operators in the province earlier today, and what he told me is that they are not prepared to resume the provision of services because at the present moment they are not even able to pay for the people who work for them, the staff, especially the drivers. So they can't be lenient in as far as this matter is concerned. And also there are creditors like those people who are supplying or companies supplying the bus operators with the diesel. They are still owing those people. So they're saying that this is a huge problem. They've raised it before, as indicated also by the chairperson of the SGB here. Then they want this matter to be attended to, Aldrin, as soon as possible. So if it's not resolved anytime soon, they are not prepared to go back to work.
Thank you so much for that update there, Mweli, Masilela. And as you can see, the children are queuing up less than an hour now before the school bells are supposed to ring.